Just reading the press release along with, I'm sure, a lot of people who are here. But just to bring you up to speed with what's going on. Now, JustDial had been looking for a strategic investor for a long time. On 7th of June, we exclusively reported how the race was between the Tatas, SoftBank, and Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries has emerged victorious, where it is going to be taking up more than a 25% stake in JustDial. It's going to be via the preferential share route. So post-issue, the holding of Reliance Retail in JustDial will go up to 25.35%. The price of the issue to Reliance is at 1,022 rupees and 25 paise a share. What we're also waiting to hear for is, and Reliance Retail is going to take sole control of the company, and it's also going to be classified as a promoter of the company. There will have to, of course, be an open offer, it's looking like, where Reliance Retail will announce the open offer. It's also going to be buying out shares from the current founder and promoter, VS Money. We are awaiting those details as well. The exchange filing is just here, giving us all of those details. We'll be reached out by our guests as well. But this is how things stack up at the moment, where you're seeing this big news that is coming in. I'm just going to read more of the release, Alex. I'm trying to find out if anything about the open offer has indeed been announced or not. But it's looking like it's, it was going to be a done deal along with its earnings. The plan was always for JustDial to announce a strategic investor. It had made that clear to the markets when it was taking all kind of enabling provisions as well. And it is Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Retail which has emerged victorious. Now the synergies are quite obvious. Online retail is hot for many reasons, as we all know about it. And with JustDial, Reliance Retail gets access to a ad tech company of sorts as well. JustDial, I don't know if many of our viewers were around then or not. I grew up on it, where you used to dial eight times, 8888888, and it was an online, it was a telecall classified where you would call up, you would get information. So what Reliance also gets with JustDial is a lot of data. It is the oldest ad tech company out there, the oldest classified company that you have out there, which Reliance is taking. So the kind of data it's going to get. Now, with the online boom and explosion that had happened, JustDial did try to pivot. It started JD Mart. I'm sure a lot of our viewers would have seen those those ads during the IPL as well. So it was trying to get into e-commerce as well. The idea being that it's sitting on all of this data of businesses, where it could then start looking at, in that sense, classified for that too. More details coming in. Reliance Retail is seeking to acquire an aggregate of 66.95% of the paid up share capital of the company on a fully diluted basis. So it's confirmed there will obviously have to be an open offer. So you're going to see first up a preferential allotment, then the acquisition of shares in the open offer. There will be secondary purchases by Reliance Industries from the founder VS Money, which could be in one or more tranches. I'm waiting to see if the open offer price has been announced or not. I'm also going to ask my producers to start connecting the experts that can talk to us about this. Now, Reliance Industries has been on a massive shopping spree when it comes to buying out tech companies. It's something the Tatas are also doing. So if you're late to the tech party and you're cash-rich, what do? You go on an M&A binge, right? So just to put in perspective for you, the kind of acquisitions that we have seen from Reliance Industries in the recent past. NetMeds was the last big one, where it bought a 60% stake for $83 million. That was in 2020. It bought a 96% stake in Urban Ladder, the online furniture company, for $25 million. That was in 2020. It bought Zivame, a controlling stake, a stake from Ronnie Screwvala. Skytran, 55% stake in the US company to build pod taxi prototypes. Haptic, 87% stake for $100 million in 2019. Mbibe, with which Reliance Industries is going to do its EdTech play. It bought that in 2018. Savin, it bought that in 2018 for $104 million. Others are like Grab, Asteria Aerospace, Now Floats, Radishes, and now it's going to be adding JustDial to this. It has been on a shopping spree. Remember Kishore Biani and the Future Group, that transaction, of course, being challenged by Amazon. It is stuck in the courts at the moment. I believe Deepak Shenoy is connected with us. Hi Deepak, good evening. Nantara Rai here. It's a story we broke on the 7th of June. It has come true with Reliance Industries being victorious. There's Reliance Retail, which is going to be taking a controlling stake of nearly 67% in JustDial. So you're going to see an open offer as well. I don't have the open offer price for me, but if I could get your reaction on this first. I don't have the open offer price, but what I can, however, tell you is that for the preference issue, the price is 1,022 rupees a share.
Yes. This is actually, I think, relatively new. It's going to be issued to Reliance Retail Ventures. So it's not really the Geo part of the arm, it's the Retail Ventures arm. It's going to trigger an open offer. I can't right now figure out exactly how much. I think they will be 25% owners of this company, which is why it's just a little bit above 25%, which is why the open offer will be triggered at around, it should be at least 1,022 rupees per share. Now that price is actually less than what the price is today in the market. I think, if I'm not wrong. But I also want to say here that we do have an investment in JustDial, so little bit we are, of course, a little biased from that perspective. But this gives them access to JD Mart. We don't know how much they eventually intend to own right now, but this will be a very interesting development indeed.
So, talk to us and tell our viewers, Deepak. So, we know JustDial from that teleclassified days, right? I was a young girl when I would call eight times to try and get numbers of restaurants and shops and all of that. It has evolved. So, with this, will Reliance Retail also get JD Mart?
If they own the full company, of course they will. But I think, JD Mart is part of JustDial. So they will own currently 25%. They will have to put an open offer for 26%. They will also have, they might also decide to buy more in the market after that open offer as well. That's also something that they can do. The company making this offer is Reliance Retail Ventures Ltd. This is the parent of Reliance Retail Ltd, which actually currently owns all of the retail offerings, the retail stores, the retail brands, and so on. This is also the same company that has made the offer to buy the Future Group assets. So this is more like the parent, and this might eventually be what they want to list Retail Ventures, not Reliance Retail Limited. It's a small difference, but I do know that when in the private markets, the shares of Reliance Retail Limited, which is a subsidiary of this company, are floating around. That company is not going to benefit from this JustDial acquisition, but Reliance Retail Ventures is. They will get access to JD Mart. They will get access to anything that JustDial has if they were to own the whole company.
So this deal is going to happen in three ways. The first is going to be the preferential allotment of 2.11 crore shares. For that, we know the price, 1,022 rupees a share. There will be acquisition of shares in the open offer as well. Those details are awaited. We don't know the price. There will also be secondary purchases from the founder of JustDial, Mr. VSS Money. That could be in one or more tranches. I'm also now being joined by Harish Bijur as well as K. Ganesh. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We also have Deepak Shenoy of Capital Mind with us. Harish, I'm going to come to you first. The brand JustDial, a lot of us grew up on it. After that, of course, you had Amitabh Bachchan endorsing it. With JD Mart, it's been all over IPL. Now it's going to fold under Reliance Retail. How big a brand is it? How easy or difficult will it be for Reliance Retail, or should it actually maintain the individual brand identity of JustDial?
Well, JustDial has been quite a brand for a long period of time, as you rightly put it. And, particularly people who are growing up in a different era when, it was all about telephones. It was all about finding something out on the phone or getting a SMS back which connects a buyer to a seller. I mean, this was the era. But today, if you look at it, I think, and all of us thought for a long period of time that the era of this kind of matchmaking is over. Not really, because the era has just begun, it looks like it. Because, it's all about data. And if you really look at the 30.4 or 30.6 million, unique viewers that are actually each one of the listings that they have, that's tremendous. If you look at 130 million unique viewers that they get month on month, I think that's brilliant. And I think what Reliance is doing is very, very interesting. On at one end, we see the geo platforms, them putting together that platform, which is a different story, has nothing to do with JustDial and what we are talking about. But on Reliance Retail Networks, the mother company is putting together brands, buying in brands, creating brands, buying in channels, and buying in data sets. And eventually, the brands will marry the channels, and the channels will carry everything to the data sets that are put together. So data wins, and I think JustDial is really a data story gone just right.
A data story gone just right. And don't forget, Mukesh Ambani has been famously saying, right, data is the new oil. K. Ganesh also joining us live right here. K. Ganesh, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. We also have Harish Bijur and Deepak Shinoy with us on this panel. Data that has been done right is the way Harish is reading it. And K. Ganesh is part, of course, the whole larger story where we've seen conglomerates literally gobble up the new age tech companies. You can't call JustDial in that sense a new age company, but look at the data it has. A win for Reliance?
Yeah, I think it's a big win for Reliance, and I'm happy to see a good price getting paid. It's not a distressed sale, so it's a good win for my friend Mani as well as for JustDial. I think shows big bold step to corporates like the Tatas, Jio, and others are taking in acquiring new age or relatively new age companies and startups. This really, Harish talked about data. Data is one thing. I think here the biggest thing is they are playing at the top of the funnel. So what's happening in the marketing jargon or marketing this one is you are getting 130 million viewers. Discoverability and search is the way people are finding products and services. And that is what I mean by mouth of the funnel or top of the funnel. And Reliance is getting that. By acquiring this, they get that. Now, unlike other people who just pass on the leads or monetize from the advertisements, Reliance has got the ability to make it a full stack business. They can actually deliver products and services and capture the margin because they are top of the funnel. So it's a great combination of both. Now, what do I expect Reliance Jio to do? Because of the sheer scales and execution ability, I expect a lot of get into multiple languages in JustDial, get into multiple categories, multiple cities, start offering local search engine equivalent. This is what really they are. And we have seen how Google has become so powerful because of becoming the search engine. So almost like this is a localized Google search engine discovery that they are buying. And with that, they will monetize using various products. Now, telecom, just imagine they have 500 million or whatever is the number of Jio Telecom subscribers. Now, they get to see all the products and services and categories through this JustDial combination and expand to more categories. It's phenomenal opportunity for them to monetize the eyeballs because now they control the delivery, the product, the full stack, and the discoverability. I think it's phenomenal. It is for India. India search engine, localized search engine for India is what JustDial is, and these people have now, Reliance now has got that, and with that they can monetize very well. I think it's a fantastic deal.
And, before I go back to the other panelists, K. Ganesh, this entire trend that we've been seeing of the conglomerates seeing value in startups and in these, though you can't call JustDial a startup, but in this age of liquidity, as the conglomerates are looking to flex their muscles, go digital, IT is, of course, the clear winner. So this is a trend that you're expecting to pan out the rest of the year as well, including from Tata's and Reliance?
Yeah, I do expect. I think now it's high time, and I'm happy that they've realized now large industrial houses with huge access to capital can build companies and can scale very, very well. They can take things from 10 to 100 and 10 to 1,000. 1 to 10 has to be done by entrepreneurs, first generation entrepreneurs, startup guys, and that is why you see this happening. It has never happened in the past. It's a recent trend because always the large corporate houses has the mindset that if a young startup guy can do it, I can also do it on my own. Why buy and pay expensive price? I'm very happy to see now they have realized, like conglomerates abroad do it, that innovation, new age requires different DNA, different culture. Therefore, they are willing to step up, take bold bets, pay a top price, and acquire it in the 1 to 10 stage, so that from 10 they can take it to 1,000 stage, and that's very useful. It's good for the investors and good for the founders that they get somebody to buy it at a good price and take it from 10 to 1,000. You don't have to build from 1 to 1,000. There are of course success stories like Infosys, like Wipro, like Microsoft, where the same founder has done from 1 to 1,000. But this is the other model. 1 to 10 startup guys do it. 10 to 1,000 the conglomerates come in and take it. It's a win-win for both. I'm sure we will see a lot more of it now. Bigger, bolder bet by Indian conglomerates to play the digital game that's happening today in the market.
Sorry, Vijay, very interesting point that Deepak Shenoy, K. Ganesh just made, right? And something you were talking about, data done well. This is going to be like a localized Google search. And, this is what a lot of the people are talking about, that if you're going to go big now in online shopping, the next wave will have to come from these V's of going vernacular, going vocal. And in that sense, JustDial has both.
The way I see it is JustDial has got the base platform and a good track record, and already more than 30 million listing and 130 million kind of unique viewers. For Reliance to come in and extend it to multiple categories, cities and languages is just a scaling game, which Reliance is extremely good at doing. Look at the size and scale of Jio being a late entrant to telecom. So I think it plays into their capabilities and strength very, very well.
We must talk about it. If you look at the way this transaction is being structured, you're going to have preferential shares, right? First to Reliance Retail. There's going to be an open offer. We don't know the price as yet of that or the timeline. And third is a secondary share sale by the founder of JustDial, VSS Money. So in that sense, with this, what we know right now, what's in the release, is the end of VSS Money and JustDial. He's handing over the reins. We don't know if he'll be involved in the operations, but it's difficult to imagine that he would want to stay on as, an employee or a senior employee. Deepak Shenoy, if I can come to you with that question, would you read this as the end of VSS Money and the JustDial story? A company he founded, a company that he pioneered for classifieds in India right from the late 90s, because he's also going to be selling shares. The secondary share sale is going to take place as well.
Yes, Manthan. I think, he said, I think Reliance Retail is eventually acquiring 67%. They're going to acquire the stake that the promoters own. This will probably, he will always be known as the founder, obviously, but he's taken this company to a certain level, and, it's done what it's done. But I think the baton is getting passed on towards Reliance Retail. They will probably take what they have started with JD as a B2B commerce company, and JustDial as a B2C classifieds company, and or B2B2C classifieds company, and they will take it forward from there. Money and Krishnan will probably do more startups, do more investments from their end, and while it may be the end of their saga with JustDial, and JustDial may eventually not have a name called JustDial anymore. It may merge into Reliance Retail at some point, but I feel they will have other things up their sleeve. They've seen the entrepreneurship era, they've seen the technology era. There's probably more things coming from them. So look forward to them, and congratulations to them for having achieved this.
Harish Biju, the question I'd asked K. Ganesh, I'm sure he's reconnecting with us as well as someone who's, following all of these stories so clearly. What will this deal really mean for the tech ecosystem? Those entrepreneurs who've been, doing fantastic work, and if you just look at Reliance Industries' own track record, I don't think it needs to announce that it's on the prowl. It's done so many acquisitions. Our producers on the screen will actually show you how many acquisitions it has done since 2018, from a Savern to a NetMed to an Imbai and all of that. But this is the loud message which is being sent out to entrepreneurs, that your exit will be taken care of by the conglomerates as long as you get it right. Harish, that was for you.
Is that for me? Okay, because I wasn't sure. But yes, I think, this really is corporate mojo on a big, big move. Because look at it this way, Reliance has done it here. And then you see a little bit, even smaller companies. You've seen Marico doing it in D2C space. You've seen Tata Consumer doing it in D2C space. And D2C is the next big arena where this action is going to boom. But coming back to Reliance and coming back to Reliance Retail Ventures and trying to see what they're doing, I think this is the way things are going to be. Cash-rich companies actually funneling their cash into creating infrastructure for the future of India. And one of the things they will need to look at is, of course, going hyper-local. If JustDial was local, I think Reliance has the ability to go hyper-local. And I think that is the difference which they can bring to the party vis-a-vis Google. Because at the end of the day, Google is Google. Now, what is the differentiation of something like JustDial? It's old world. It can be accessed on every medium we have. It is a website. It is a mobile. It is an app. It is a telephone. It is still text, and text still rules. So getting into the gut of the Indian market and going rural and using possibly geo platforms in the future as their network to get in retail networks onto the fast track, grocery network onto the fast track, getting rural people to use every payment methodology there is. I think Reliance is congealing it all. And I think that is today's story with JustDial getting picked up at a good price.
In fact, we've just seen the Reliance Retail come out with a press release. I'm going to just read it out live to see if we have any more details as yet, particularly to do with the open offer. So Reliance Retail Ventures announces acquisition of a controlling stake for a total consideration. This is very important. Total consideration is going to be 3,497 crore rupees. Reliance Retail Ventures will hold 40.95% and is going to make an open offer. It's official now. It will be making an open offer of up to 26%. I'm just going to quickly see if we have the price for the open offer as yet on this press release. So, once again, reiterating what we had already seen, the preferential allotment of 2.12 crore equity shares, that'll be at a price of 1,022 rupees. The acquisition of 1.3 crore equity shares from VSS Money will also be at 1,020 rupees. Okay, they're not going to announce the price right now. What Reliance has said is going to make a public announcement to the public shareholders of JustDial to acquire up to 2.17 crore equity shares of JustDial, representing 26%. VSS Money is going to continue as managing director and the chief executive officer to lead JustDial for the next phase of growth. So it's official. We know there's going to be 26% open offer. The price has not been announced. That is going to come out at a later stage. So you now know about the 3 stages that are going to take place. The founder of JustDial is going to stay on. Our panel being unanimously agreeing that JustDial got the data story just right. So it's valuable to Reliance. It's the way it can go hyper-local. It's the way it can go vernacular as well. I'd like to thank all the experts for joining us live on this Friday evening with the breaking news. Remember, you heard it first right here on ET Now on the 7th of June when we told you that JustDial was looking for a new suitor and the race was down to Tata's, to SoftBank and Reliance. Reliance has emerged victorious. Many thanks for tuning in.